Welcome once again from St Lawrence Jewry Church. Here we are in the 8th week of lockdown, I think, if I'm counting correctly, and we have reached in our church calendar the 5th Sunday after Easter. Like many of you, I'm still struggling with some of the issues that this presents. One is that I desperately need a haircut, and another is that my ability with the technology is not vastly improved. Indeed, this is my second attempt at recording this sermon, because the first time I recorded it, I did almost everything technologically correctly except press the record button. So here I am. The 5th Sunday after Easter, our Bible reading from the Gospel of John today is another I am. I spoke briefly at the beginning of last week's sermon about Jesus using this phrase, I am, and I invite you to look back at that to see the importance of it. As I speak today, I, like you, am waiting for the Prime Minister to speak later this evening and to tell us a little more about the way forward. But we're all warned that there will probably be no major change for the foreseeable future. We simply don't know what the way ahead will hold. In our Bible reading, Jesus says, I'm going to prepare a place for you. This was a reference to the fact that in the sweep of St. John's Gospel, the words were spoken not long before his death and resurrection, which we celebrate in this Eastertide. At this point, the wonderful St. Thomas intervenes. Where St. Thomas is mentioned in the Gospel readings, it is on the whole that he asks the obvious question that no one else dares to ask. He says, we don't know where you are going, so how can we know the way? What a pertinent phrase from our Bible reading today to remind us of our current situation. In many senses, we don't know where we're going, nor do we know the way. And yet our Bible reading reminds us that when we look at the deeper things of life, rather than just our current national crisis, we do indeed find out something about the way forward. For Jesus replies to Thomas by saying, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus first says, I am the way. It has a number of different edges to it. He teaches us the way to God. He gives us guidance as to how to get in and on the way to God. But he also says in this passage that he is the way. He is the way to eternal life. And he is dependable in that. For his second I am in this triplet is I am the truth. He is dependable, the dependable source of the way to life. And thirdly, he says, I am the life, the source and giver of all life. Here we sit 8 weeks into lockdown, and we consider what the way of the future will be. And we are uncertain. We don't know how long it will take and how we will come out of this. There is lots of talk of a new normal. Frankly, I don't think there will be a new normal. I think there will just be a new. I don't know that any of us know what the future will look like. And many of us at this stage still don't know the way. But when we lift our eyes above this national moment and look at what the Bible has to say to us this Sunday, we are reminded that Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He finishes that Bible passage, that paragraph, with the phrase, no one comes to the Father except by me. As we are uncertain about the way of this world, we can remain certain about the way to the next world. May God indeed bless you this coming week. Amen.